Hello, Kyle here. I am going to review the fourth episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, which just dropped today. And I think I will start off with some of the positives first because there were some positives with this episode. I I think Ewan McGregor, I love his performance in this. He's doing a great job as always. I thought there was this one great sequence with light, and when all the lights shut off, you just see his blue lightsaber turn on, and he is fighting some stormtroopers. There's a sequence very reminiscent of Jedi Fallen Order, where there's water being pushed into the Fortress Inquisitorius, and it's very similar to how they portrayed it in the game. I think that I believe the actress's name is Indira Varma. Her character's name's like Tala or something of that order. I'm unsure, but Indira Varma's character, I think that she's really good in this show. I think she adds a lot to, for Ewan McGregor to work off on. I think that Moses Ingram in this episode, she had a bit of a different bit of how do I put it, relationship with Vivian Lee Blair's Princess Leia. So Reva was a little bit in a different type of way, so it was kind of interesting to see how Reva works off of a child. But there was also, I would say, a lot of issues I had with this episode. So basically the premise of episode 4 is that Obi-Wan has to go and save Princess Leia, who was taken by Reva from last episode. I think when I was a little bit unhappy with this episode was when I found out that Obi-Wan was going to go after and kind of rescue Leia in this episode. Because this is the second time he's done this in this season. And I felt like it was already done in episode 2. I understand that, you kind of have to move the characters into a certain direction and you have to do this and that, but it felt to me that the show was feeling a bit repetitious. I feel like, and I remember I heard one of my favorite YouTubers, Robert Meyer Burnett, speak about this in on the John Campea show. And he basically said that he doesn't think that Obi-Wan Kenobi has a particular narrative to it. I argued at the time, this was last week, I argued at the time that it does. Darth Vader and Reva are going after Obi-Wan. Reva clearly has her own purpose, that she wants revenge against Obi-Wan. And there is a lot there that would make sense for a TV show. Kind of like how in Logan, the bad guys were after Laura, X-23. The thing is, they had to get, in Logan, they had to get Laura to that safe haven, that mutant safe haven. The thing is with Obi-Wan Kenobi, though, we kind of know where the story, we kind of know what's going to happen to Leia. She's going to live. We know what's going to happen to Obi-Wan. Getting Leia back to, say, Alderaan for this show, it doesn't really feel like there is really an urge for this story. It doesn't feel like it feels almost like they couldn't think of a story for this series and instead just said, okay, hey, let's just get Princess Leia and make it about, Princess Leia being in the show. It personally, just based on episode 4, because we are more than halfway into this series, and I want to see more from the world, from the time period we're in, from the characters. We have Darth Vader in this show, and it feels like they are kind of afraid to do anything with him besides, the casual, meeting with Obi-Wan in episode 3, and then being a little intimidating towards the Inquisitors. They cast Hayden Christensen, but so far all we've seen him do is walk around and just stay in his bacta tank. Are we gonna get any flashbacks? Oh, I don't know what they're quite going for in this series. Reva is another interesting case because we still don't know exactly what Reva wants. And it's starting to get a little bit frustrating, to tell you the truth, because I'm starting to no longer feel as attached to Reva as I was in the first episode of the series, and even the second episode. It's starting to feel like it's, as I said, repetitious, and I'm wanting to see more from this world, because this is a 6-episode series that, this episode that just came out was only about 38 minutes long with credits, which the credits were probably about 5 minutes long a piece. This episode was pretty much like a 30-minute episode. I don't know, you introduce characters like Kumail Nanjiani's character in episode 2, and they introduced O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character in this episode, but I haven't felt like really any of these characters have been given anything interesting to do. And I feel like it's a waste of talent, too, because I think that the actors that they have cast, whether it's Moses Ingram, whether it is Ewan McGregor, whether it is Kumail Nanjiani, whether it is Indira Varma, all these great actors that I don't think they have been given the material enough for them to really thrive in. They are making the best of what they can do. But I want to see more from this show. I want to see more about the Inquisitors. I want to see more about Darth Vader. I want to see more about Luke and Owen they cast the actress Bonnie Playas, I think that's how you pronounce her name, who played Aunt Beru in the prequels, and I've only gotten a little shot of her from a faraway, camera view from Obi-Wan's little binoculars, that we didn't get any of her. Are we gonna get more of them? It doesn't. I'm finding myself disappointed. Honestly, I'm finding myself disappointed, and I like this show more than Book of Boba Fett. I don't think this show is as disappointing as Book of Boba Fett was, because I wanted a real Boba Fett series, and I didn't feel like I got that for Book of Boba Fett. In the case of this show, though, it is an Obi-Wan show, but I'm not really feeling it. And I really enjoyed the first 3 episodes, especially the first 2 episodes. I really loved those episodes. 3rd episode I thought was pretty good. Could have been a little bit better when it came to the, Darth Vader Obi-Wan fight. I think I wanted a little bit more from that. But this episode really disappointed me because it felt, as I said before, too repetitious from what we've seen in Star Wars before, because we've seen hundreds, whether it's the movies, whether it's the animated series. We've seen hundreds of these stories of someone getting captured and the characters having to save that person. But I want to see something more new. I want to see something I haven't seen before. And I also feel like I want to see the reason for this show being made. what is the reason for Obi-Wan Kenobi being made? For Mandalorian, it was, to show the relationship between Mandalorian and Grogu, and to show you, like, a bounty hunter with a heart. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I don't get that. Yes, we have a little bit of his relationship with Princess Leia. But that's about it. Like, I'm not getting from the Inquisitors what I wanted to get from the Inquisitors when I watched this show. The Inquisitors have been a huge element of the recent Star Wars canon ever since Star Wars Rebels. Then they stabbed the Grand Inquisitor in the first, first up, I think of it as the first episode, but it's the second episode. They stab him in the second episode of the series. And it's like, I want more from the Inquisitors. I don't know. And I mean, the fifth brother, I want more from him. He's so far just been used as a counter to Reva. He hasn't been given, I feel like, his own moment of the show. I think her name's the Fourth Sister. We don't know a thing about her. I don't know. I'm disappointed. So hopefully the show gets better. Hopefully it becomes more like the first 2 or 3 episodes. But right now, I wasn't too thrilled with episode 4. But anyway, let me know if you've seen episode 4 of Obi-Wan. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that was really good? Maybe you did. Let me know, and hopefully it gets better. But thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.